From a young roster at the start of the season to the loss of their starting goalie just weeks before the postseason, the odds always seem kind of stacked against the Stampede winning their third Clark Cup championship. Now it's a pretty good bet that we may never see a playoff performance as dominant as their 11-1 run. Tonight at 10, we'll look back at some of the best sights, sounds, and moments from the remarkable season of the Clark Cup champion Stampede in our special Plays of the Year video. We certainly weren't short on memorable moments, from quadruple overtime marathons to a sweep of the Anderson Cup champion Tri-City and more. This team grew up in a hurry.
You know, I look back against Sioux City, quadruple overtime, Swankler scored, Andre scores overtime, just goals like that, you really look back at, and then, just to win it here like this, and only losing one game all playoffs, it makes that much more special.
To have to get through 4 rounds, and quite honestly, to win the semifinals 3-0 and the finals 3-0 is pretty good. And it's just a really good team concept.
And again, that video coming up tonight at 10. Well, it's only May, but it's hard to blame Minnesota Twins fans for not entertaining some championship dreams, especially after this weekend in Seattle, in which they've sunk the Mariners in 3 wins by a combined score of 36-11. Today, looking to finish off the 4-game sweep in the Pacific Northwest, and this is unusual for a team that hits a lot of home runs. They're doing it with small ball. Jorge Polanco, the bunt. It's thrown away, and a run comes in to score. That ties the game up at 1-1. In the 5th inning, Seattle just kept making mistakes. A few batters later, that one goes right through the wickets, and Polanco scores. Twins took a 3-1 lead. However, Seattle has rallied to take a 4-3 lead in the 7th. We'll update that one tonight at 10 o'clock. For a second straight year, the Augustana baseball team is heading to the Super Regional. The Vikings completed an unbeaten Central Region Championship tournament yesterday with an 8-6 victory over Oklahoma Baptist. Though it wasn't their best weekend of baseball, as they had to outlast several teams in slugfests, the Vikings are now just 2 wins away from getting a chance to return to the College World Series and defend their national championship.
We knew that our persistence was the best, and we're a resilient team, and you could see from the other couple games we played, and we just had to play our best baseball, and we did towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, momentum's always big in postseason, and especially with our team. We're a team that just needs confidence all the time, and we breed it within each other, and we have fun doing it.
We didn't play clean baseball once. Not one game do we have this weekend we played clean baseball. I said that to our guys 3 games in a row now. We're saving our best game yet. It's still there, so maybe that'll show up next weekend.
They're certainly hoping it does. The Vikings now know their foe for the Super Regional. It'll be 2nd seed Central Illinois, who won their regional championship this afternoon. This is kind of a new thing for D2 baseball. Last year they just played the 1 regional tournament. Now we have the Super Regions, just like softball. That series starts on Friday night at Rock and Field at 7. Game 2 is on Saturday at 1. If necessary, a 3rd and decisive game would follow shortly after that Game 2. Now the Augustana softball team heads to the College World Series next week in Denver as well. They are the 3 seed and will open with UC San Diego on Thursday at 7:30 Central. The double elimination tournament will conclude either Sunday or Monday with a championship game or series, depending on team records. And the Summit League baseball tournament also begins this week. The Jacks are the number 2 seed. They have a tough task, though. They have to open with tournament host Oral Roberts, who, despite being the 3 seed, has won this event 19 of the last 21 times it's been played, and the only 2 times they didn't win, they weren't even in the league. Omaha, the top seed by virtue of winning the regular season title. They'll actually get to host the Summit League tournament next year. They get Western Illinois, who edged out North Dakota State for the final spot, thanks in part to SDSU's sweep of the Bison on Friday in a doubleheader in Fargo. Unfortunately, SDSU basketball fans won't ever get to see David Jenkins Jr. in a Jackrabbit uniform again. The sophomore guard announcing last night via Twitter that he'll transfer to UNLV. He follows former SDSU coach TJ Otzelberger to Las Vegas. The two had a long history before even coming together in Brookings, dating back to Otzelberger's time as an assistant coach at Washington when he began recruiting David. Jenkins, who scored just under 1,200 career points in 2 seasons in Brookings, will have to sit out next season but still have 2 years of eligibility remaining. The days of ho-hum blowout victories in the Premier Center for the Sioux Falls Storm appear to be over. Though they're still one of the best teams in the league in the IFL at 8-2, 3 of their wins have been decided by 7 points or less. And for the 2nd time this year, it came down to the final second in last night's thriller with Nebraska. This game started fast, and it kind of stayed fast. In the first quarter, it's Lorenzo Brown finding Kent Shelby for a 14-yard score, and the Storm were up 7-0 after a danger touchdown. Look at Kalen Campbell. This guy is dangerous whether you hand it off or he takes kicks. He nearly gets tripped up. Instead, goes for a 49-yard score, and the Storm go up 14-7. Nebraska always seem to have an answer in this game, though. The former Cornhusker, Tommy Armstrong Jr. He's once again the captain of a Nebraska team, and he's into the end zone to tie it. Storm keep marching on, though, as it's Brown giving Shelby again for a score, 21-14. Now the Storm trailed by a couple points with just 1 second left. Last play of the game, Brandon Shepard sweeps into the end zone. It's a walk-off touchdown winner for the Storm as they take it 57-56. They are now 9-2 on the season. Again, coming up tonight at 10, we'll have that Stampede highlight video, as well as highlights of the PGA Championship. Brooks Koepka still has a 2-shot lead as they're in the final holes. We're back in 1 moment.